right. So, um, what can I say? We're gonna start putting like the same kind of health warnings on energy drinks as we do cigarette packages. I think that would be really extreme. Humanity has been using stimulants for eons. The same with alcohol. We've been smoking and drinking and boofing our way through interstellar space for centuries. And I don't think it's going to change anytime soon, that's for sure. And I'm not particularly one that wants to, you know, institute, say, something extreme like a prohibition, because a secondary fallout, or what's it that, well, first you have the blowback of any decision, and then you have um, the secondary effect, right? The unintended consequence. The As I've said before, the worst solution is the one that works too well. Now, there's plenty of people out there that are sensitive to caffeine, and you know, and they're also talking about, excuse me, the insomnia. Like a fair degree of people, like it was like 37% of men and like 51% of women. This is an interesting ad here. This woman, she's like, "Hey, look at me. I'm ready to date. Yeah, look at my tits. Look at my lovely tits. Ba ba boom, baby. I just divorced my husband. He was a caffeine addict." All right. Oh yeah, and it's terrible. It's terrible that this 17-year-old, she died. Um, they say it's, excuse me, I'm yawning. I just had a nap. Yeah. Um, and so they're talking about how her death was influenced by one of these energy drinks, and the packaging is really cool. I think it's really well done. Um, but then there's like the mislabeling and stuff. This is what they're talking about like advertising energy drinks or caffeine as wellness products, or um, say the presence of a niacin at 200% of daily intake value, or whatever else, or the taurine and their dubious benefits. Like it's just not really um, uh, well documented. Excuse me. Sleep is the only cure for fatigue. You can delay sleep with say a few energy drinks, but eventually you're gonna just have to lie down. You have to go get some shut eye. You have to maybe you have to masturbate or something like that. Just you have to have some sort of release that gets you to that alpha wave state, and to REM movement. But that is influenced by a number of things, and the greatest influence of insomnia is hypertension, is stress. It was a self serving cycle in which the hypertension influences insomnia, and then the insomnia influences hypertension. So it's like, what do you do? I don't know, and some people just need to get laid. That's what I think. Okay, so this is energy drink, and goes to the independent. Now the guru that I drank earlier, was like 140 milligrams. And there definitely is a threshold, of how much I would want to drink in one can. Um, oh yeah, what's one of the other big influences is blue light. You know, the phones, and because if you have a dopamine response, then you can burn out the synapses. That's into a depressive state is because you're completely burnt out. That's exactly what it means. Is that the you're no longer responding to dopamine triggers or to this, or the serotonin level is completely knackered. And the only way to really correct that is to go cold turkey, right? And but that's a lot more serious in other substances that are enact upon the same reward pathways. So like some days I'll have like up to 6 cups or 6 lattes, right? So in each latte I have um two shots of espresso, right? So that's like I'm having 200 milligrams um per. And there's some people that are on like something like called like I'm reading this through like a caffeine protocol. So every 2 hours they're popping an energy drink. And okay, again, to their defense, a lot of these drinks, these caffeine drinks have warning labels not to consume a certain beyond a certain number of them, or for pregnant women not to consume them, so on and so forth. Like we underestimate the requirement of uh, humanity, of just living, of oxytocin, and of the release from sexual activity. And if you don't have that, then you can't replace it with, say, an addiction. And that's that. You're basically covering up for one thing. It's a compensation, like cope and seethe or something like that, whatever. Because that has other hormonal effects in which the body relaxes and says, okay, it's like an underlying behavioral not modifier, motivator. Like what's the basic, what are like the hierarchy of needs to be satisfied, say for hypothetically for a woman to want to have sex, beyond the higher motivations. Oh, okay, this dude is he's a suitable match, and so I want to get hyped up and I want to be horny, so I'm gonna drink this energy drink. I'm gonna find me a man and get knocked up and have this baby. Uh, astronaut pussy. Oh my goodness. Um, because like they give caffeine pills to people, and like again, the famous example is the pilot's chocolate, in which methamphetamine at a low dose was in the chocolate bars given to both the Allied pilots and the Axis pilots. It's not like the Germans had a corner on the market of amphetamines. Yeah. fizzy water. What else am I gonna say? I think that's about it. And just like shit, or just over 10 minutes. We'll have to cut that, or maybe I won't. And I'll just put this on Facebook or whatever. Anyways, JD, I think the vice president. I wonder what his favorite energy drink is if he drinks them, or if he has a latte, or he's a cappuccino kind of guy. I don't know. Anyways, it's a tragedy that this girl died. It's too bad. You know. Eh. But I can't do anything about that. Anyways, so just watch your caffeine intake. It's going to be in your system for a while. A little more than 4 hours. It's like smoking a joint. You know, the marijuana is going to have its effects for like 4 hours to 12 hours thereafter, or maybe even longer. Anyways, don't be afraid to have some sexy time with an older woman. Oh yeah, oh yeah, caffeine.